Okay, so imagine this. What if you had, like, a local's secret guide to a really vibrant, totally iconic place like Rio de Janeiro right in your pocket? Well, today we're diving deep into exactly that. It's your shortcut to experiencing Rio properly. Not just visiting. And our insights, they're coming straight from a very recent blog post by Luiz Felipe. He's a real carioca who, and I love this description, really enjoys going out every single weekend.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? Getting tips from someone who's actually like living it day in, day out, part of the city's rhythm. So our mission here really is to unpack his personal recommendations, stuff he actually does, how to enjoy, every single day in Rio. We're going to cover, well, everything. The food, the amazing nature, the nightlife, the culture. We want to help you find those aha moments, right? Make the most of your trip without just being swamped with too much info.
Okay, let's unpack it then. Where do we even start with food in Rio? According to Luis Felipe, anyway. He actually kicks off with lunch recommendations. Makes sense. You need fuel for exploring. And he really recommends a place called Toca do Baiacu. It's at Rua do Ouvidor 41. He specifically mentions their wonderful rice and beans accompanied by potatoes and incredible chicken. Sounds good.
And what's great there is it's not just about the food itself, it's the type of food. That's proper carioca comfort food he's pointing to. Toca do Baiacu gives you that really hearty traditional lunch, the kind that, fuels a local's day. It's like tasting the city soul. And then he offers another option, Nova Acapela. Over at Mem de Sá, 96, he calls it more traditional in this style.
Okay.
So that focus on tradition, it really suggests he wants visitors to connect to something authentic, real local flavor, that sense of history.
Right. And Nova Acapella is interesting. It's not just a lunch spot, is it? He sort of hints it could be the beginning of your whole evening. He suggests, if you go there for lunch, you could actually just stick around, stay into the evening, maybe have some caipirinhas nearby in Lapa.
Exactly. And that's so Rio, that smooth slide from a traditional lunch into a lively night out in Lapa. It just captures the city's dynamic pulse. It speaks to how fluid social life is there. One thing just naturally flows into the next. And yeah, caipirinhas, for anyone who doesn't know, that's Brazil's national cocktail. Cachaça, lime, sugar. Simple, but usually a sign of a good time starting.
Okay, so we've eaten. Let's shift gears a bit. Rio's nature. It's incredible, right? And often right there, like woven into the city. Luis Felipe points out this real hidden gem. He calls it Tijuca Forest inside the city. He describes it having a lot of trails, waterfalls with wonderful waters, and a view of a part of the city which is sensational.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's maybe less on the, the typical tourist radar than the beaches, but
Yeah.
wow, it's genuinely staggering. I mean, it's the world's largest urban rainforest. Think about that. A huge wild jungle right inside a major city. It's not just a pretty view. It's like this living example of Rio's unique mix. Concrete and raw nature side by side. And the air there, so fresh after the city buzz. But then, of course, you've got the icons. He mentions them too. Copacabana Beach, obviously. Or Ipanema Beach, with that absolutely classic view of Morro dos Irmãos, the Two Brothers Mountain.
Yes, that view.
And what makes those views so memorable, it isn't just like the raw beauty, though, that's stunning. It's how the mountains frame the city, how they dip into the sea. The skyline curving around, it's just unbeatable, that panorama.
Okay, so day of food, amazing nature. What about the nightlife? Where does Luis Felipe send us for a night out? And here he has a bit of a surprise pick, actually. He talks about Arnaldo Quintela Street. Apparently, it was voted the 8th coolest street in the world by Time Out magazine. That's quite something. He says there are several bars and, maybe the clincher, a caipirinha that, quote, besides being cheap, is one of the best I've ever had.
Yeah, he knows what's important.
Right. Cheap and one of the best. Sounds like he's got his priorities straight.
Absolutely. And look, when a local tells you a caipirinha is one of the best, especially when it's also cheap, that's not just like an opinion. That's a statement. It speaks to real, authentic quality and value. And a street getting named coolest, well, that suggests something's happening there, right? Maybe it's where the actual local scene is buzzing. Perhaps a bit away from the more famous, maybe glitzier spots. It sounds like real, unpretentious Rio nightlife. Good stuff.
And then for culture, he basically says Rio has, well, literally everything, which is bold, but okay. He specifically points out the CCVB, MAM, and the Museu do Amanhã, the Museum of Tomorrow, all located in the center of Rio.
Right. And the center, it's not just central geographically,
Yeah.
It really is the historical and cultural core of the city. Luis Felipe notes the area itself offers literally everything: good food, good thrift stores, and a great and extensive history. So it's not only about hitting those specific big museums, though they're great. CCBB is architecturally stunning, Mam's got amazing modern art, Museu Mana is super thought-provoking about the future. But it's also just about wandering around. Every street corner in the center kind of tells a story. It's a really immersive way to get into the city's past and, well, its present, too.
You can tell Luis Felipe is just completely head over heels for Rio. He calls it one of the best cities in the world, straight up. And he really nails that unique blend, doesn't he? He says it has literally everything, from the chaos we love in a city to the calm that nature can provide when we need it.
That's such a perfect way to put it. That duality. He totally embraces it, and that is what makes Rio so captivating, I think. It's not just a city of contrasts. It's how they coexist, almost harmoniously. It creates this really rich experience. Maybe the takeaway from Luis Felipe is, pick your moments, spend a morning in the quiet forest, then maybe dive into Lapa's energy at night. Rio lets you do both. It invites you to find that rhythm. And it's that very mix, he suggests, that allows his culture and beauty continue to enchant its residents and tourists. It keeps people coming back, keeps locals loving it.
Yeah. And he finishes with this really lovely, simple Brazilian quote. O Rio de Janeiro continua lindo. Rio de Janeiro continues to be beautiful.
It's perfect, isn't it? Captures that feeling of a city that's always changing but somehow stays essentially itself, that enduring charm.
So there you have it. We've kind of journeyed through Rio's food, its amazing nature, the nightlife, the culture, all through the eyes of a local, someone who really lives it. Our whole aim with this deep dive was just to give you, the listener, that sort of local, richer perspective on this incredible place.
So thinking about that blend, Luis Felipe talks about the chaos we love and the calm that nature can provide. What part of that rhythm, that specific mix, do you think really defines Rio's lasting charm, both for the people who live there and for us visiting for the first time? Something to think about.